This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
You know, there were several concerning things that we saw today, though. There were some problems with election voting machines in Arizona, unfortunately. And this became, for the Republicans, something that they could really prop up as a sinister plot to interfere with Republicans' ability to win in Arizona. And there were several key players here, but I think Kari Lake is one of them, the actual candidate for governor in Arizona, who is very scary, very Trump-like. She has referred to herself as Trump in a dress.
Right.
And she took that opportunity to already talk about before. I mean, what time was it in Arizona? Like 2 p.m. at this time?
Yeah. The conspiracies are wild already.
Yeah, she called a press conference and was already alluding to election fraud.
My ballot into a box and they would drive it downtown to count it. This is not normal stuff. We don't have to have elections run this way. We switched from a Republican area to vote. We came right down into the heart of liberal Phoenix to vote because we wanted to make sure that we had good machines. And guess what? They've had zero problems with their machines today. Not one machine spit out a ballot here today. Not one, in a very liberal area. So we were right to come and vote in a liberal area. They gotta fix this problem. This is incompetency. I hope it's not malice, but we're gonna fix it. We're gonna win. And when we win, there's gonna be come to Jesus for elections in Arizona. There's gonna be a come to Jesus.
That is scary. That has been, by the way, followed by, we've got video of Charlie Kirk. We've got video of Mike Lindell, the My Pillow goof with Steve Bannon. We've got video of Bret Baier, the straight newsman, not one of the entertainers like Hannity or Laura Ingraham or the Nazi Tucker Carlson. The actual straight news guy is doing the same thing, I think, in a more audacious way than what you just witnessed with Kari Lake. Watch this from Bret Baier on Fox News.
I knew that this election was going to happen. You know, I mean,
right. Oh, you mean maybe we've been getting ready for it for a while?
How about we fix the machines? I mean, why is this happening? Can we get our head around? There are going to be problems all over the country, some problems, but for it to happen here, for it to happen now in this way is kind of strange.
So a couple of things.
That's the straight news guy. That's the credible journalism of Fox News. There's no reporting there. All he's saying is, oh, wow, for it to happen like this? Very strange. Is it strange, Bret Baier? Is it strange that when you dust off the voting machine every 2 years, it's not like they're being used all the time, and then all of a sudden, all the traffic goes in? There's going to be glitches. There always is glitches. Why does it have to be strange? Why does it have to be a conspiracy? Well, the reason, spoiler alert, it's because Republicans need it to be. I have the hiccups. Republicans need there to be doubt so they can ratchet up fear and lack of confidence in the structure of our democracy.
It's the same thing that we're seeing in the aftermath of the attack on Paul Pelosi, where these conservative commentators
just asking questions
and elected Republican officials are floating conspiracy theories about there being a third person in the House, about Megyn Kelly was just tweeting about how NBC News reportedly pulled reporting they had about Paul Pelosi answering the door and not immediately telling the police that he was in trouble and needed help. Oh, shocking that someone like in a life and death situation who is about to have a hammer in their head is not immediately like, oh, I need help, because they're traumatized and they're scared. There's plenty of explanations aside from the fact he knew this person. But this is what they do. They go on Fox News, use their position as a quote unquote straight journalist, which is what Bret Baier is reportedly supposed to be. And he floats conspiracies of election fraud with no evidence by just saying, it's interesting that this would happen in Arizona at this time, in this place. Why would something like this happen? Well, because it happens.
Yeah. Listen, democracy is sloppy. It's messy. You've heard this said before. Anything run by human beings is sloppy and messy and fraught with mistakes and problems like this. It just happens. To act like there's a conspiracy afoot, it's just really strange. It is not just bad journalism, which it absolutely is. It's bad Americanism. It's bad for the country. It's bad democracy. To cast doubt with such a wide net is dangerous, especially in the time that we are today. So we can just play these clips and talk about some of the doubt that came out today. Here's Charlie Kirk. Really putting himself in some legal jeopardy by implicating that Bill Gates is ahead of or has some role to play in what he thinks is fraud related to these votes.
Oh, Steve, I think Kari Lake's going to be just fine. I think Blake is in the fight for his life. But I'm telling you right now, if Blake Masters loses by 5,000 or 10,000 votes, it'll be because of the voter suppression by design because of Bill Gates and Stephen Richards. So I hope those people at the Maricopa County Recorder's Office, I hope they have some explanation. This is stuff of a criminal nature.
Hold it. You're saying, I want to make sure we're clear here, Charlie. You're saying this is not incompetence. You think this is malfeasance.
I have predicted for a couple of weeks, the only thing they have up their sleeve is a created traffic jam where they run out of ballots, they run out of ink, the machines don't work. Steve, we are the wealthiest nation ever to exist in the history of the world. And you're trying to tell me that after all of this and all the public pressure, they can't figure it out?
Again, dangerous. And Republicans need this to be the narrative because if they, as they've said before, if they lose, it was fraud. If they win, it was fair and square. Gross.
And did you play the Mike Lindell clip? Should we play the Mike Lindell clip?
I did not. Now, listen.
Is it because it's going to upset everyone and ruin everyone's night?
It might not ruin everybody's night. We are equal opportunity shitter uponers. So we're gonna tear this apart. But I think that this really goes to the state of the modern Republican Party. That it is not just the party of white supremacy. It is not just the party of anti-LGBTQ population. It's not just the party of bigotry. It's also the party of conspiracy. It's also the party of allowing the crackpots, it's the inmates to run the prison or the patients to run the hospital. That is what they've done. And they're running with that as a strategy because they're seeing that it works, that they're low information, no information, uneducated, low educated, poorly educated. We love them. They know that is their base, and there are no rules anymore about being fact-checked. In fact, in order to own the libs, they'll say the most insane things. And here we are with Mike Lindell being given a platform by Steve Bannon.
Fill out the ballot and throw it in a box over in the corner. Mike Lindell.
Well, it's not just there. It's coming out all over. We have teams on the ground all over the country, Steve. In Maricopa, we have teams there. There's up to 50% of the ballots are getting rejected with the machine. This is going to be the big crime story of the year when all this comes out. But you just were talking about the corrupt Maricopa Board of Supervisors. They have to go. I mean, this is disgusting. But Steve, I'm getting reports in Kansas. They're going in to vote in Kansas and on the machines. And it literally, they got done. This one gal, she flipped her votes, and we know this person. She's one of our team people, and it flipped it right in real time. So she did it 3 times. She pulled over Steve in Colorado, all over Colorado. They're running. They got it out to the they got it out to the commissioners. They're actually.
So, how convenient that one of Mike Lindell's soldiers on the ground had this happen to her. Again, no evidence, no proof. All they have are claims, wild conspiratorial claims with nothing to back them up. We have witnessed Mike Lindell Donald Trump's going to be put back into the presidency in, what was it, March, and then it was April and May, and then August, then November. None of that ever happened because it's extra constitutional. There's no mechanism to reinsert someone who lost the election. But you have him making claims. I mean, we did a video this last week about him making claims that he has people who were witnessing the ballots through their machines in Brazil. He acts like he has this team of experts everywhere knowing what's going on. But again, remember, there's never any evidence of anything. The Supreme Court that was supposed to see all the evidence, they haven't even brought it because it's all lies. All they have to do is make the claim, and the unwashed minions in the Republican Party just swallow it hook, line, and sinker.